Hello, Paulo Leite here, record collector. Today I am in Washington DC and I was planning to make a video at CDepot. And when I arrived, I was informed by the owner that this amazing record store is about to close. Yes, that made me very sad. And since I started making these videos, this is not the first time it has happened to me. Hello, Paulo Leite here, record collector. Today I am in Berlin, Germany, and I am visiting SpaceHall. Except for the fact that I was informed that the store is also closing soon. Well, one of the reasons why I make these videos is precisely because I hate to see record shops die. So my goal is to show people how great it is, how fun it is to visit a record shop and discover music or rediscover music and artists. And even though I did not have the pleasure of making a video about CDepot, I did go over their collection and managed to do some shopping. Whenever I make a video, I always buy records. So let's start with the best of Mission Impossible, then and now. Well, Mission Impossible is the classic TV series from the 60s that had a brief reincarnation during the 80s with part of the same cast. However, this CD is important because it marks the first time the original cues from the series were released on a CD or on any format. Up until then, we only had the music re-recorded by other orchestras, not necessarily good sounding or anything like we used to listen to on the series. And this is one of the reasons why I usually tend to not buy or dislike re-recordings, because many times they do not respect the work of the original series or the original movies. But in this case, these were the original cues. And later there was a big CD box with much more music. But this is the first time those songs were ever released. So as you can see here in the back, we have the original series. These are suites from some of the best episodes, and the same thing with the episodes from the 80s. By the way, the music, the original music is composed by Lalo Schifrin, but most of the music on the new series was composed by John E. Davis, and it's pretty good. I liked it very much. The CD itself has some very nice booklet with images from the characters and some very interesting, even though it's short, liner notes, and I liked it very much. So this cost me, as you can see here, $5.99, and I'm very happy, so I'll leave it here. The second CD that I bought, The Crusaders, Healing the Wounds. This was released in 1991, and I'm a big fan of The Crusaders, and this album is amazing. Here we have a beautiful song called "'Cause We've Ended as Lovers." This was composed by Stevie Wonder, and actually this was recorded by Syreeta for her album that was released in 1974. The album was called Stevie Wonder Presents Syreeta. They were married before that album and they divorced shortly after. But it's a beautiful song. And this album is filled with great songs also by Joe Sample and other composers. But it's a beautiful album. So we have the classic lineup by the Crusaders with Joe Sample, Wilton Felder, and it's a beautiful album. I liked it very much. $7.99. I think it's totally worth it. Then we have Average Right Band, Warmer Communications, for $7.99. This is also a great album. I'm a huge fan of Average Right Band, and these songs are amazing. And also this album contains a bonus track, Pick Up the Pieces, a live version, which is quite good. And I was looking for this album for a long time, and it was sheer luck that I found it. And for this price, I was very happy. I knew I had to have it. So now we have Lamont Dozier right there. This is an album from 1976. For those who don't know, Lamont Dozier is one of the most successful, most important composers from the 60s and the 70s. It is true. He is one of the key figures in Motown. He wrote lots of classics that we all know. And he was also a great singer, a great arranger and music producer, so he was a brilliant man. And this is his first album for Warner Brothers from 1976. Contains mostly songs by himself with new arrangements at the time. And it's a beautiful album. I'm a huge fan of Lamont Dozier. This album obviously had... I need to replace this jewel case because it's a little bit scratched. But yeah, I know $19.99. Some people may say it's too expensive. I don't think so. This is a kind of hard to find album. I live in Europe, so I would have to pay a lot of money on shipping and handling. So whenever I find these albums on record shops in America, I have to buy it. Probably if I ordered this online from Europe, I would pay at least the same amount due to shipping and handling. Even if the album would cost me $5 or $7 or something like that, I would pay $10, $12 just on shipping and handling. So it's a great buy. Then I have another classic, Daryl Hall and John Oates. This is The Abandoned Luncheonette from 1973. Great album from $7.98. $7.99, $8. This has some classics like She's Gone, another group of great songs. When the Morning Comes, Abandoned Luncheonette, Lady Rain, a beautiful, beautiful song. Every Time I Look at You. I'm a huge fan of this album. I haven't opened it yet, so there it is. The next album, David Amram, No More Walls. This is from 1971. It's a beautiful album. David Amram is a very brilliant. It's a brilliant composer and musician. He wrote plenty of classical music and jazz and soundtracks for countless movies. He has this. I didn't know about this album. I mean, I knew about the album, but I had never listened to it. And I rarely do blind buys when I go visit record shops. But in this case, I know the composer, I know the artist, so I knew it was going to be great. And it is. And Candido plays a percussion on this album, which is amazing. I'm a huge fan of him. There you go. Last but not least, Mandrill. This is their first album. It's a stunning album. I love it very, very much. This album is a perfect blend of soul, funk, that would eventually become disco. This album to me represents the change in American music from the 60s to the 70s. And it's a gorgeous production with some amazing instrumentations and arrangements. I'm a huge fan of Mandrill. Have been listening to them for years. And some liner notes, very nice. So, and of course, Now and Then by the Beatles. This one, interesting enough, has Love Me Do on the side B. Well, it's a CD, so. And this says here that it is a 2023 mix. So I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to open it to listen to it. See if I can spot any difference, if they did anything different. So there you go. Now and Then is supposed to be the last recording ever to be released by the Beatles. And somehow, I think this is a great ending for this video. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. More great content coming soon. And remember, visit record shops, buy records. Music is life. Thank you.